Hello and welcome to another episode of SPER. This time we'll be visiting the home of a young couple in Hebburn who have seen and heard what they think is the spirit of a young child and a middle-aged man. The child spirit can be heard running along the hallway at night or playing with the toys of the young boy who lives there. During the middle of the night, pictures have fallen off the wall, guitars have come crashing over and balls of mist have been seen in the bedroom. This all sounds very interesting. So let's jump right in. So we're at David and Katherine's apartment and we're just about to do an investigation here which could be really interesting from what I've heard. So I'm just about to ask them what they've experienced in the last few months and years at the place that they live. So apparently there was an incident with a picture or some sort of mural that you had on the wall that fell over onto the floor. Could you tell us about that please, Katherine?
Yeah, it was an I love you picture. It was on the wall and it came crashing off. We didn't know what it was because we heard it in the middle of the night. We were still up and we heard it. And it was only the next morning we went through that we've seen it. It had been knocked off the wall. I think it had been knocked off rather than just fell off because it didn't fall in an awkward way.
So it was basically just below where it would naturally have fallen off?
No, it was a little bit further on.
All right, right. And what was on the floor at the time? What sort of flooring did you have?
Laminate flooring, but there was a rug and it was on the rug.
So it couldn't have hit the laminate and then slidden further out because it fell on the rug. Yeah, interesting. And were you present at the time, David?
I was in the back bedroom again with Katherine. Like I said, we both heard the noise that was coming through. Again, we didn't sort of bother to get up and check it until the morning, but yeah, we come through and we'd seen that it sort of came off the wall, and it, in my opinion, again, it fell a lot further than what it would be if it was just dropped down, because you'd imagine it would just fall flat or just over, but it seemed to be sort of quite a considerable distance.
Right, and I'm assuming it was held by a nail.
That's
is that true? Was the nail still in the wall?
It was.
It was, right. So, right, that's very interesting, thank you. Okay, apparently there was an incident with some Guitar Hero guitars. Could you, either one of you, tell us about that, please?
Well, that was you, David, I think.
Yeah, we'd been in the back bedroom, and I'd had to come through to the living room for, I can't remember what it was.
Keys.
For the keys, yeah. And as I was walking into the living room, I had the guitar on the left-hand side. I mean, it was sort of quite wedged in, as we always do. And then as I was walking over to the windowsill, just as I reached out, the guitar just come absolutely just smashing down on the floor. Now I know obviously things can fall, but it felt like it was pushed. It was really, really loud. And
right. Do you usually secure them well on a night time?
yeah, just make sure. I mean, it's quite wedged in, just sort of in between the TV unit and the wall, just so it doesn't fall over. Basically, that's the idea.
All right.
But it didn't. It just flew over and smashed down.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Were you there at the time?
No, I was in bed and,
right.
I heard the crash and I thought it was David falling over, so I was having a bit of a giggle to myself because that's how loud it was. And yeah, but we did wedge them in and hadn't been touched for about a year prior, so I hadn't played with them recently and it might have fell over for that reason.
Right.
So yeah, it never happened before and it never happened again.
Strange. Okay. So there was another incident that involved the bolt that secures your front door. Apparently you either heard it or seen it or something like that happened. Can you tell me what happened, Katherine?
Yeah, we've both got two set of keys and we lock the keys on night time and leave them in the door. When David goes to work in the morning, takes them out, goes out, locks it from the other side with his keys. So I woke up in the morning and went to pick the keys up, put them back in the door. And noticed then that the bolt was on the bottom, had been pushed along and locked into place.
Right. And did you see this happen or hear anything? Regarding your senses, what did you see and hear?
I didn't see or hear anything.
All right, you just seen it after the fact. It'd been moved all the way along, and the bit where you hold onto the bolt had been pushed down and locked into place. Oh, yeah. Interesting.
I mean, the door does shut with a considerable slam because it's one of those doors, but it never happened before.
So, and it wouldn't have pushed it along anyway, presumably. The end may have fallen down, but it wouldn't have pushed the bolt all the way across. And you weren't there at the time, so you didn't witness any of this?
Yeah, I was at work at the time, so yeah, I didn't see anything of that.
Okay, there was another incident which I find really interesting where you could hear what you believe to be the footsteps of a child running or walking down the hallway in your apartment, which is, I believe, a wooden floor. Bearing in mind you do have a young son, you feel that it wasn't him at the time, or you know that it wasn't him. Can you please tell me what happened there?
That happened a couple of times actually, the footsteps, but the ones that I remember, I was awake in bed and it was in the morning. I was kind of just flicking through my iPad, not really doing much, and I heard footsteps coming along and I thought it was my son, so I shouted out and I didn't get an answer. Did it again, no answer, so I went to see what he was doing and he wasn't there, he was in his bedroom, but yeah, I'd heard these steps walking along. It usually happen mid-morning.
Right, and roughly what time mid-morning?
Between 10 and 11.
Between 10 and 11, and this was a regular time for these things to happen?
Yeah, regular.
Right. And how many times did you hear these footsteps?
It was 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. Were they always walking, running, or was it a mixture?
It was more creeping and...
Like a kid trying
to...
Like
a kid trying to creep in, yeah.
All right.
Which is why I thought it was my son, because he often played silly pranks on us.
All right. And David, did you ever hear these footsteps in the hallway?
No, I was normally out during this time just at work, so it was just Katherine that was in the house by herself.
All right, I see. So one of the taps in your bathroom, I believe it was, on the sink was making a strange noise or was turning on at strange times and there was nobody there. Can you tell me what happened there, please?
Yeah, that happened once again. There was footsteps coming along the corridor, so I thought it was my son. Shouted out. No answer, and then the tap went on, so I assumed he was brushing his teeth. So I got up to see what he was doing and he wasn't there and the tap was on. It was running, it was a constant run, it wasn't a drip, but it wasn't full flow. And I went into my son's bedroom and he was fast asleep.
Ah, very interesting. So there was 2 things that happened. It was the footsteps and then the tap at the same just after that.
That's right.
That's very interesting. Were you ever present when this happened?
No, again, I was sort of out at work. It was sort of
so these all do happen midday.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. There was another time apparently in the bedroom where you seen a ball of mist appear next to your bed and next to your closet, your wardrobe. Can you tell us what happened there, please?
Yeah, I hadn't been to sleep because David had been snoring and I couldn't kick him because he had to be away the next day. Anyway, I needed the toilet, so I went to the toilet. Shut the door behind us because we always leave the light on for my son in case he needs to get up in the middle of the night. So I just shut the door behind us. I went to the toilet, then opened the door, walked back in, and I seen a ball of light over my side of the bed just in front of the wardrobe.
Okay, so this ball of light, was it in the shape of a football or was it a nebulous shape?
I couldn't really see if it wasn't circular. The outsides were slightly brighter. On the inside you could see through it a little bit. On the outside you couldn't. Wasn't a particular shape. It was a particular height but not shape.
What about, was there any texture to it? Could you see, for example, any features or any noticeable objects in this mist?
No objects or features, no.
And what about how transparent it was? I'm assuming it was semi-transparent.
Yeah, it was semi-transparent.
Was that amount of transparency the same all the way through the shape?
Yes, apart from around the edges.
Right, so it looked like a cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cloud. All right, that's interesting. And at the
more
time,
transparent.
More transparent. Was there any sounds?
No.
Any smells or anything like that?
Not that I was aware of, no.
So apart from the paranormal experiences or what you think are paranormal experiences have happened in your apartment, you've had another interesting experience in a pub in the northeast. Could you tell me about that, please?
Yeah, it was a local from where I lived at the time. I'd just been to Egypt for a week and I was back for 2 days getting myself realigned with back to normality. Thought 9 o'clock and I'll go for a couple of pints. I hadn't drank at all. And I was there with a friend at the time. And the bar was in an L shape. If you can imagine the L shape like that. And I was sat over here and my friend was sat over there. We just ordered a pint of lager. And from the door entering this L shape, which was here, a man just appeared and walked from this side to the other side. It was like he didn't know we're there. He was an older gentleman. He had grey hair. He had a very nice black suit on. He did look for older from what I can see from kind of movies or films, like an older style, like an older style, like that. And we both turned to each other and said, "Did you just see that?" I wouldn't have believed it if I'd only seen it myself. I would have probably questioned myself and re-questioned myself and just thought, it wasn't. But when we both seen exactly the same thing. And I turned to the barman afterwards and just said, "I just seen that." And he said, "Oh yeah, it happens all the time. I see it all the time when things get moved on the tables and stuff."
Okay, that's a really interesting story and there's a lot of details to it, but I'm going to ask the obvious question. Why was it not just a man? How do you know it's a spirit?
Well, you could see through him.
Right, so what
and he
parts
disappeared.
He disappeared. Did he just appear out of thin air?
Yes.
And then disappear into thin air?
Yes.
And you watched this whole process all the way through?
Did.
That's really interesting. And was he completely not completely transparent because you wouldn't be able to see him. Was he completely opaque?
I could see his clothing, and the darker parts of his clothing I don't remember being able to see through, but the likes of his hands and his face, I could see through that.
So the skin parts?
Yeah, the lighter parts.
Alright, that's interesting. So it's the lighter parts, not necessarily the skin parts, or they have to be the same?
Maybe, but I could see his white shirt though, and I couldn't see through that.
Did this spirit look at anyone that you noticed?
No, it just looked straight beyond. It's like it didn't even know it was there.
Right, so it could have been an echo or an imprint of a spirit.
Maybe, I don't know.
So this spirit that you've been talking about, did it have any other associated senses with it? Was any sounds when it walked? Any smells?
I didn't hear anything.
So this transparent figure as well, I'd like to call it, apparently after you've seen it moving around, could you see how it was actually physically moving? Did it look as though the legs and the arms were moving like a person would? Or did it seem to float like a very stereotypical ghost?
No, it seemed to walk.
You
could see movement.
So, if we compare that to a normal person, the only thing that was different to a normal person is some of its features, like its hands and its face, was semi-transparent.
That's right.
And the colorization of the whole thing looked like a black and white film.
Yeah, very much.
Right. And was there anything else about it that made it different to what you'd see from a human?
It didn't know it was there. It felt like it didn't know it was there, and it didn't know I was there either.
Right. And it walked in a L shape.
That's
around,
right.
And followed the bar around?
Yeah.
So whatever...
The inside of the bar, not the outside.
Right. So whatever it was obviously following the floor plan of the pub itself. So the spirit, we could assume, existed or was alive at some point when the pub was still in that shape. Yeah. And nobody recognised the spirit.
No, I mean, the barman had said that he'd seen it quite a few times. It wasn't a shock to him. It was a shock to me. It wasn't a shock to him. And that it generally was while he was cleaning up the bar after people had left. Bear in mind, I was there at 9 p.m. at night, and it wasn't. Me and my friend were the only people in.
Okay. So I'd like to thank Katherine and I'd like to thank David for letting me come into their home and investigate the ghostly goings on that's been happening. You've been really nice hosts and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, John.
You might have either been American or just never seen the show. Could we permanently turn that one off if you don't mind?
Can you help do it?
I think there's a power cable in it, John.
Yeah, I'll just hand it over the top. But he says, you didn't need to. 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 You didn't need to moderate that. He had a little chuckle and he says, yeah. Right. Now the door's going to go over the curry, isn't it?
Aye.
Only child things that a child would do.
Yeah. Well, what I'd like to do is, at some point, we'll go to each one of them things you've said, and we'll encourage the spirit to do it again. And we'll have that camera and we'll record the place where it occurs to see if anything happens. But what I'd like to do first is if we could try and relax. We've relaxed a little bit already. If we could sit down on this mat, and we'll just do a. If we could sit down on this mat, and we'll just do a. If we could sit down on this mat, and we'll just do a. If we could sit down on this mat, and we'll just do a general call out to see if anyone's here.
Okay.
We'll take a couple of minutes break. I think we'll keep the monitor on just as like a night light so we don't end up running into walls if we get scared. Right, this bit's a bit unscripted, so end up running into walls if we get scared. Right, this bit's a bit unscripted, so end up running into walls if we get scared. Right, this bit's a bit unscripted, so end up running into walls if we get scared. Right, this bit's a bit unscripted, so... Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it in turns, and we're going to call out and ask if there's any spirit here, and would it like to make itself be known. And we'll, when we do that, we'll wait 45 seconds and see if there's a response.
Who's going first?
I'll go first. Well, as you know, I'm already here, but I'll formally introduce myself. My name's John. I'm a friendly person. I'm not here to judge you, to hurt you, make you do anything you don't want to. I would just like to communicate with you. So, if there's any spirits here, any people here that would like to say hello, or would like to tell me to bugger off, would like to say anything, can you make a sound now, please?
I know we're supposed to wait, but my right leg here is absolutely freezing. I don't know if there's a draft coming through from the window out there, but it feels really cold around here.
27, 26, 25 degrees. Well, your back is facing the door, so
yeah,
that could be. Yeah, that's it. Do you... Is there more than one person here? Was that you trying to communicate? Can you say that again, please? If that is you trying to communicate, can you do that again, please? But try and do it a lot louder. No, there's no reason to be scared of us. We're not going to do you any harm. We're not going to ridicule you. We're not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. I would like to know if you have a name. Could you tell us your name, please? Are you a boy? Are you a girl? A man or a woman?
So I'd like to speak to the little boy that I think's here. And I want to know why he's a little bit mischievous. So I think I just heard you there. Can you do that again for me? Can you make any sound at all? Can you move something?
Was that you in the kitchen? Can you make that sound again, please? That was outside. Otherwise, would be out the front door.
No, I wouldn't, because we're not scared. Like, we don't want them to be scared of us. Are you scared?
Did you knock the picture off the wall? Was it you that moved the guitar? Can you do that noise again? Can you make something move? We're here to listen to you.
Was that you rustling something there? Do it again, please.
Is there somebody else that's here that isn't a little boy?
It's not an invitation, by the way, if you're listening.
I don't think there's anything bad here, and I don't believe we can open anything bad.
Could not open a portal, like.
Yahoo!
I've seen the film Poltergeist, which is, by the way, one of the best horror
What, the
films
old
ever.
one?
Yeah, which is, by the way, one of the best horror
What, the
films
old
ever.
one?
Yeah, which is, by the way, one of the best horror
What, the
films
old
ever.
one?
Yeah, which is, by the way, one of the best horror
What, the
films
old
ever.
one?
Yeah. Okay, so who was present when this went off?
Nobody. It was the next day for the payroll. And it was about 6-7 days later. We heard a thump in the middle of the night. Didn't really think anything about it because not much activity was going on at the time, not that we noticed. And the next morning, it would have been a Saturday because David was off work, and I got up to come in and make coffees. And that picture was there, face down, on the mat that's just there.
So, alright, so it seems as though it fell just due to gravity, but what caused it to fall off is the mystery, yeah, right? Well, what I'd like to do now is encourage whatever caused this to do it again. So, if you can hear me, obviously you wanted to be known about something, or maybe even scare somebody, or just let people know that you're there. I don't know who you are, but can you make this picture fall off the wall again, please? Come on, you did it for a reason. I'm sure you can do it again.
Can you make that picture move for me? Is it something you are trying to see? Were you trying to tell somebody that you love them by moving that picture?
Come on, you can do it. Did the picture anger you in some way because it's about love? Did you feel betrayed, let down, unloved? If you did, please do it again, and then we'll understand what you meant. David, would it be possible that you invite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the first. Well, I came just through behind Katherine. Was it me that you were trying to touch? Was it me that you were trying to get in contact with? Can you try and move the picture just a little bit? Can you show something?
What I'm going to do is just talk about this guitar.
The guitar.
So apparently behind Katherine, I don't know if it was the same time as the picture or the night after.
It was at separate points.
So do you want to tell what happened?
Yeah, like I'd come through from the bedroom one night and to collect the key off the windowsill. I'd come in here to collect the keys, and as I reached forward from about this point, the guitar, which is wedged quite far in there, come falling down and just went smack against the floor. So you could definitely hear, like, it wasn't a mistake, it wasn't falling, there wasn't any sort of loose floorboards or anything we've tested. And I couldn't explain it, and it just really, really scared us.
To be honest, I was awake because I'd sent him through for the keys. I thought that he'd fallen over by mistake. It was that loud of a thud. It wasn't a slide. It was really.
It felt deliberate.
And well, I don't know because I wasn't in here, but I thought that David had fallen over. That's how kind of a big of a thud it was. It wasn't a slide of a guitar. We hadn't just been playing it. We hadn't played it for months actually, had we?
All right, fair enough. What I'd like to do is, firstly, if we can show the camera the guitar. Yeah, so it's just a typical Guitar Hero sort of guitar. Yeah, so that's it. So what we're going to do now is we'll put it back and like the picture. I'll put it. Do you usually jam them in?
Yeah, just like
so they don't fall in them.
Right. So just basically challenge in a friendly way the spirit to move it.
So if you're the little boy that I think lives here, and you wanted to play with something like guitar, and you've moved it before, can you move it again? Do you want to play with my guitar?
Can you remember when I came through that night and it moved? Was that you? Were you trying to tell us you were there?
Come on, I bet you can move it. There's no reason to be scared. You're not going to be told off or anything if you knock it over. In fact, would like it if you could. Did you used to have a guitar? Maybe you were interested in learning how to play the guitar. Yeah. Were you annoyed? That was somebody's suggestion.
That was me.
Were you annoyed when you went to it and found out it wasn't a real guitar? Well, I'm guessing that you like music with guitars in it. Just like all of us here do. Could you tell us your favourite band into this microphone here? Just whisper or talk as loud as you want and just tell us your favourite singer or your favourite band.
Or is it a certain... 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 Or is it a certain song that someone used to play for you? Or with you?
Could you do that tap again, because we heard it twice? Can you do it again? That could have very easily been a neighbour though.
I know.
Sound as though it was from over there anyway.
I know.
You haven't got to be scared of me. I'm no harm to anyone, apart from me bad. You haven't got to be scared of me. I'm no harm to anyone, apart from me bad. You haven't got to be scared of me. I'm no harm to anyone, apart from me bad. You haven't got to be scared of me. I'm no harm to anyone, apart from me bad breath.
Be scared of me though, because I tell David off all the time.
Well, I'd like to know just one last time if you could make that guitar fall over. Please. Nope.
Or if there's another musical instrument you want to play, you could play on the piano.
Yeah. Well, there's a piano over here, which you already know. Which you already know. Which you already know. Which you already know. Could you?
I'm going to go and check if it's on.
Mm-hmm.
It's on.
Right, could you make a noise like that? I'll press one of the keys.
It's dead easy, nice and light.
Come on, we've all got a favourite tune. Even if you can't play, just have a carry on, play around with it.
Just one go. One try.
Do you know what'd be really funny? If you could make the lamp fall over. See the one that looks as though it's tipping over? I bet you can't make that tip all the way over. Go on. I think it'll be funny. They won't though.
Don't break me lamp.
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 No. Are you shy? I've got a little bit of a hunch. Okay, I'd like to know if... I'll start again. I'd like to know if the spirits that are here in this house, this home, did any of you die because of the Second World War? If you did, please make a sound. Did any bombs fall from the sky from the Germans and they caused you to pass away? Please make a sound. If you can't make a sound, could you make this picture fall off the wall if you died during the Second World War? How did you die? Can you say? Can you tell me?
Do you know that you're dead? So I heard a couple of knocks. If that is the case, can you make another sound, another knock?
Do you like us being here?
Did you die in the Second World War? If you did die in the Second World War, can you make a sound so that we know?
Do you hear a lot of noises? Any explosions? Do you know that it's a war?
Do you know that you're dead? Do you understand our questions? If you do, can you make a sound anyway or move something? Can you even move something in another room? Make a sound, make something move. Can you see something into one of the microphones that we've got? There's one in the front of the TV, and there's one on the bed in the bedroom.
So there's the CCTV system. It's probably a little bit too bright now. I'll turn off night mode. And as you can see, I'm in front of one of the cameras in the living room. On the top left, there's the bedroom and also a microphone recorder in the middle of the bed. The bottom left is the bathroom where Katherine heard the tap being turned on. And the bottom right is the hallway looking towards the door, where Katherine seen the bolt be fully slid across in the lock position with the handle pushed down to lock it into position. And there was no reason for that to happen. There was nobody that did it. So that's the CCTV system we've got. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head off to another room and see if we can get any sort of reaction there. Recording. Ooh. I can't see because I've had the torch on, so my eyes are not good. So I'm going to do here.
Should put it in front of the mirror.
Yep. That's what leave the mirrors like. And then and out like that. There'll probably be a breeze off the windows.
There will be.
Yeah, so basically it's in that corner what you hear.
Yeah, just over here in this corner.
That's not what we hear. That's just what we feel.
Alright. Well, I'm going to stand over here so I'm not in the shot.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is just ask once again, are there any spirits, ghosts, whatever you'd like to call yourself, in this house, in this flat, I would like to communicate? Say that again. You were trying to talk to us there. Say that again. Were you seeing John?
Can you see something for me? I know you trust me. Can you see something for me? There's a book on top of the wardrobe on the right hand side. Did you move that book?
You were talking to me when we first came into the room, didn't you? You said something into this here from over there. You whispered it. I'd like you to say that again as loud as you can, but say into this microphone here, where my finger is. Do you have a name?
Are you scared? Can you just say yes if you are into any of the recorders that are around?
Was that you tapping?
Just to see what we're doing. I bet you are. I would be. Run down the hall and run back. I'll count how long it takes you.
Do you like David and Katherine being here, or do you want them to go away? If you'd like them to stay, would you bang once? If you'd like them to go away, will you bang twice?
Did you hear someone saying him?
My name?
Mm.
Early on I did.
Mm.
Not there though.
No, but you did hear someone saying him.
Could have been. It was a whisper.
You did hear someone saying him.
Could have been. It was a whisper.
You did hear someone saying him.
Could have been. It was a whisper.
You did hear someone saying him.
Could have been. It was a whisper. Not there though.
No, but you did hear someone saying him.
Could have been. It was a whisper.
Mm-hmm. We usually get these whispers here. 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 Here.
Would you like to talk to me?
So yeah, there was one night me and David went to bed, we'd stayed up a little bit and done some watching Netflix or something. Went to go to sleep and David was snoring, as he always does, and I couldn't get to sleep, so I hadn't been asleep. And I got up and walked this way around to the bathroom to go to the toilet. The lights are always on in the bathroom, so I just shut the door a little bit behind us so the glade didn't come in and wake David up. I went to the toilet when I couldn't walk in, opened the door, looked over this side of the bed, and exactly here, can you see where I'm? Yeah. No higher than these doorknobs, there was a little white mist. It kind of pointed around here a little bit, so it was no wider than that and no taller than that. I couldn't see the bottom because the bed was here, so I only seen this part here. And it was like a grey mist, slightly brighter around the edges. I'm not saying I could see a figure, because I couldn't, but it was slightly different around the edges to what it was in the middle. At that point I got really frightened and stumbled back into the bathroom. And once I gathered myself and walked back in, it was gone. See it move?
Yeah. When you went to the toilet, did you turn the light on?
No, never turned it on, yeah.
So it was well, I know you can't tell from the camera, but was it darker than this?
Yeah, because there was no lights, there was
Alright.
no candle. The only light was the bathroom light, which we'll always keep on.
That shines through for a few seconds after before you shut it anyway, so it'd be quite light as you were coming through.
Yeah.
So you could see better than we can now, or worse?
Yeah, better.
Right, alright.
But in a different way, because there's no one on
different
that point
angles.
and over there, it was a general light.
Right, is this the book here?
That's the book.
Do you mind if I take it
No,
down?
go on.
What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is just leaf through it
I've never read this book.
and invite. It was Nancy, wasn't it?
Nancy?
If you'd invite her to try and communicate.
Okay. So, Nana, this was your book that I took from the church in Hebburn. I can't think of its name.
St. John's.
St. John's Church. This was the book that I took that would make me have fond memories of you. Did you move this book, Nana? Are you here? Did you want to give me a message to see what thinking about is, or that you knew I'd taken the book? I know you're quite poorly before you died, and I didn't come and see you. Was this just to let us know you were thinking about us? Was this you saying that you were my angel?
That, you can't really see it well in infrared. That little placard on the wall that says, I love you.
Love you to the moon and back.
Where was that from?
I bought that in York
Uh-huh.
a couple of years ago.
That's interesting. Because when I heard that sound in my ear, it seemed to come from that direction. Right. So here's just another angle of the wardrobe. Let me see around there. Where the ball of mist appeared. Right, do you want to follow us through then? Right.
Well, I don't like this pod, so I'll see it, yeah.
So, Katherine apparently seen the bolt. When she came to look at it, it moved across in the locked position with the bolt handle, I believe, pointing down. And there was nobody around in the house to be able to do that because David had went to work. That was just the tripod. Was still sleeping, and you were doing something else, so you know it wasn't you. So,
Yeah.
could you tell us what transpired, please?
Yeah, David had gone out to work. See the keys that are here in the door, but always keep these keys in the door. The last set of keys Dave takes to work. So what he does, he takes these keys out, and drops them on the floor here, locks it from the outside with his keys and goes to work. So he was still asleep, and I'd woken up to go to the toilet, noticed that the keys were on the door, decided to come put them back in the lock where they always are. I noticed that this bolt was along and down like that. Now, I could imagine, I've never seen that happen before. I could always imagine if David slammed the door, that maybe it might have moved slightly. Not that we've ever seen it before, but not moved across and down like that.
Right, so what I would like to do is, could you stop the keys from swinging, please? Thank you. If whoever it was that moved the bolt in the bottom of the door, can you do that again for us, please? Or if you could make the keys jingle. I heard that.
I'm going to have to move.
Can you make that sound again, please? Go on, do that sound again.
Yeah, I could feel my whole body shaking. I didn't like that.
Well, there'll be a cold draft coming under the
No,
the
it
door,
wasn't.
so-
I just was scared.
Mhm.
Through being scared.
That's me.
Alright.
No.
Can you please move the bolt or the keys?
I heard a tap there.
Did you hear 2 taps?
Can you bang again?
Did you hear that?
No, I've got proper goosebumps.
That tapping sound is from the right of me in the living room. So could you please move that bolt right there? Come on, we know you moved it, so we'd love it if you could move it again.
The neighbours going back upstairs.
Well, can you jingle these keys?
Can you knock on the door? Can you make a knock anywhere in here? Right here, David.
No.
What I generally hear is that, which makes me think it's creeping along to go to the toilet. That's what
Okay,
I
on his
hear.
computer.
Yeah, that's what I hear walking along here.
Ask him to do it again. Oh,
Can the little boy that I think's here, can you walk along the passage and make a sound?
Is there anybody who would like to talk to me? Can you make that noise again? Do you have a name? Are you a man? Did you try and talk to me just before? Hear that again?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No. Probably listening.
So it's me. Can you make a noise first, please? Can you say something? Tell me to go away if you want us to stop asking me questions. Can you do something so I know you're here? Knock on the radiator, knock on the door, tap on the floor. Can you just do something? Can you tell me who you are? Something about you? Are you male or female? How old are you? This bang up, I think that's coming from somewhere else. Is there someone in the room with us now? I feel like I can feel you. You're making my legs go really cold, aren't you? I think I just heard you there. Say that again. Is it you that I hear in the night time? When I go to sleep?
Is there anybody here with us now? Can you make a sound so I know that you're here? We've felt you before, so I know you're here, so you may as well pop yourself out. We can try and help you. Do you not like us being in this house? Do you not like us being in this house? Why don't you make a sound so I know that you're here? Can you make a sound if you're happy or sad? Can you show yourself in another way?
So that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I would just like to thank Katherine and David for letting us investigate their home. They were very gracious hosts and really nice people. If you've had any paranormal experiences of your own and would like to be featured in the show, please send us a short video. Send us a PM on our Facebook page to find out how. Leave us a comment down below and tell us what you think about this episode. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Give us a thumbs down if you don't. Please also like our Facebook page, the link is also below. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I hope you do too. Until next time.